Good afternoon. This is the top of the Avenue Trail going up Mount Humphreys, which is shrouded in clouds itself, but this is as high as we're allowed to go anyway. An avalanche through here some years ago cleared out the trees, so you can get a nice view of some old volcanic cinder cones out there. Painted desert over here, and in the distance the Grand Canyon over there. And I'm going to break here to talk some anime. Steam Boy. It's the height of the Industrial Revolution in Victorian England. The steam engine is king of this new age of mining, manufacturing, and transportation. And this is the setting for Katsuhiro Otomo's theatrical steampunk sci-fi anime Steam Boy. Lloyd Steam is family patriarch of 3 generations of mechanical geniuses who tinker and hack the power of the steam engine into unusual mechanical gadgets. Lloyd and his son Edward have been working on their latest invention at a lab in America, sponsored by the O'Hara Foundation. This father and son steam team of mad scientists have just created a new, powerful, and compact source of steam energy, the steam ball, a tiny portable super steam engine in a bowling ball. The newest generation of the family, Edward's son Ray, is home in Manchester, tinkering in a little lab of his own. When a package arrives from his grandfather, Ray finds that it contains one of only 3 samples of that new steam ball and the plans for how to use it. Ray's barely had time to glance at those incredible plans when some corporate thugs from the O'Hara Foundation show up to reclaim it, by force if necessary. Ray tries to honor his grandfather's wish to keep the steam ball from the O'Hara Foundation and deliver it to an old associate instead. The first of several steampunk chases is on. By the way, isn't Ray's wheel machine a lot like one Jean used in his turn-of-the-century inventions of Nadia? Ray will soon learn that shortly after they created the steam ball together, his father Edward and grandfather Lloyd had a big falling out over what should be done with it. The O'Hara Foundation, citing the need for human progress, wants to put it into everything, but especially into highly profitable weapons of war. Ray will soon meet Dr. Stevenson, who was his grandfather's choice to get the steam ball. And shortly thereafter he'll meet the young heiress to the O'Hara Foundation, Miss Scarlet, a self-centered and oblivious little girl whose name is inexplicably taken from Gone with the Wind. This is another story that rails against the perversions of science into instruments of destruction and weapons of war. A scientific breakthrough that leads to another ultimate weapon, a steam-based equivalent of the atom bomb. Ray and his grandfather idealistically think that the science should be used to better the life of mankind. Others think mankind is better served by the security provided by their country. And a few others think that weapons are just where the money is. The story starts off very well, giving us some nice character insights beyond the cliché of the inventor's son, such as when Ray makes an impromptu puppet from his cap to distract his sister.
Immaculate, everlasting joy which shall never fade. That joy cometh from heaven. It shall be bestowed upon those who seek it earnestly. Thus it is written in my book.
Little scenes like that do a lot, not just to establish the characters, but also to engage our emotions in their story. Unfortunately, after a promising start, the movie became preoccupied with long chases, big explosions, and ever more outlandish steam-powered mechanical devices. In the process, it lost our attachment to the characters. The second half of the movie feels one overlong action scene of steamy explosions, shattering glass, and racing gizmos, culminating in an especially absurd fortress on legs. Really, some things like castles and mountains just shouldn't get mechanical legs to jump up and walk around on. If Steam Boy intended to offer any new insights into the relation of science to warfare, it gets buried under the heaps of rubble. It's hard to tell what Ray is trying to accomplish other than survive, but in the end I wasn't sure he'd succeeded. All this is beautifully drawn. The representations of Victorian London and industrial Manchester are both impressive, and there's meticulous attention to detail in everything from the ivy-covered brick of the family home to the glass roof of the train station and the steam pipes and gears of the many mechanical devices we see. And there's tons of simultaneous movement. Things move everywhere. Studio 4C was especially generous with glass, meaning lots of extra work for the artists and their computers on reflections, and the results are often eye-popping. Plus, by using 3D computer modeling, they've been able to move the viewpoint around as much as they cared to. Visually, this movie is gorgeous. Steam Boy is written and directed by renowned manga and anime artist Katsuhiro Otomo. It shows his artistic style and his love of complex mechanical devices and detailed animation. The soundtrack is by American composer Steve Jablonsky. It's exciting but impersonal. Not that the story pauses much for sentiment. I give Steam Boy 3.5 stars. It's a gorgeous piece of animation, but the story at its heart gets lost in all the explosions, and I never really connected with the main characters. Sony used a distinguished voice cast for the English dub, giving it a premiere treatment, including actors such as Patrick Stewart. The original US theatrical release was 20 minutes shorter than the Japanese version, though on Sony's US DVD release, the full 2 hours and 5 minutes is both dubbed and subtitled. Well, we're up here at over 10,000 feet, so that air feels both a little cool and a little thin to my lower desert-bred lungs. Thanks for watching.